Welcome everybody to the J.A.M. Drive-In podcast. We have our host here, Jaden. Hi. And we have Alex.
What's going on, everybody? Hi.
And we have Melanie.
Hi.
Hi. And together we make J.A.M. So welcome everyone. This is our first episode. Nice to talk to all of you. And so to get us, familiar with each other, I guess we are going to talk about our favorite movies. So who want to start in J.A.M. order, I guess?
Yeah,
Sure.
go ahead.
Alright, so I guess I'll start with myself. So, everyone really here knows my favorite movie already. So, my favorite movie is Back to the Future. No shock for everybody, huh? And,
Big shocker.
it's obviously the best movie ever made. That's basically my other criticism on that, statement.
Honestly, I thought you were gonna say like Homeward Bound 2 or something.
Ooh. I don't think he voices in the second one, does he? Michael J. Fox?
I don't know.
You know how they do, like,
I'm
random,
not sure.
they change the cast? No, I think he does.
Oh yeah, he does. He does.
The
Same
third
thing.
one, no, they made 3 of those, didn't they?
I don't know. It was a joke. I forget it.
Alright.
Mine.
So you don't want to carry on the conversation. Yep, so Back to the Future. A particular order of Back to the Future. Obviously the first one's the best one out of the 3. The second one's, still pretty good. The third one, but I still love the whole series. So that's mine. So how about you, Alec? What's your favorite movie?
I guess if I had to say, like, my favorite movie franchise would be Star Wars, I guess. Even though the new ones of late have somewhat soured that. But for the individual movie, I'd say The Departed, I guess. I really enjoyed watching that the first time.
The Departed. Nice.
Oh yeah, you
Yeah.
do like that movie, yeah.
Just
That's
The
good.
Departed is like one of those movies that, it's best time watching the first time, but doesn't really hold up after you continue
Yeah.
watching it. Some movies are like that.
Like, I'd rather watch Star Wars than The Departed, but, like, the first time I watched The Departed, I was like, wow, damn.
Right.
All right. I actually don't know the answer to this one. Wink, wink. What's yours, Melanie?
My favorite movie is Spirit.
Oh.
All right. So that's it. That's it for the podcast.
No, I'm kidding. I'm
Alright.
kidding.
I'm not
Stop
messing around.
it. So my favorite movie is Titanic.
Mm-hmm. I would never
Always.
known all the 125 times I watched that movie with you, but
Been my favorite movie. Saw it in the movies when I was 4.
a particular reason
And-
wyou like the movie?
because, well, I don't know. I've just loved it my entire life. So
You like the music?
yeah, I love the music.
You watched it when you were 4?
Yeah, I wanted to go see it. I kept begging my mom to take me to go see it.
You understood like the whole movie though?
I mean, I knew what I was gonna go watch. Like, I knew it was gonna be like about a boat going underwater. I'm not sure how much I understood, but I like my mom tells me that I did sit there throughout the whole 3 hours and I actually watched the movie.
Oh, so you knew like everyone's gonna die?
I don't know. I don't know how much. I don't remember like my exact thoughts, but like, I mean, I was obviously interested enough to sit there. I mean, I was 4, so like, if I didn't understand anything, I probably wouldn't be watching it.
I hear you. So you're telling me your mother just had her 4-year-old just sit there watching thousands and thousands of people get drowned to their death,
Yeah.
and you just looked
But-
at it with a big old smile across your 4-year-old self with your Dora the Explorer shirt and backpack.
For sure, dude. I was born in the 90s. What the hell are you talking about?
Dora the
But I
Explorer was
do
pretty
remember-
big in the
At that
90s.
point.
I do remember.
Really? When did Dora the Explorer
the-
come out? I thought it came out late 90s.
I don't know. I don't think 97, but
Yeah,
I don't think
I
most
wasn't watching
4-year-olds
it.
even have a concept of death. They were just like, oh, there's people going swimming.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't
that's
really
why I
know
was
how much
asking.
I understood, right? I don't know how much I understood, but I don't know. I liked what I was watching.
Mhm.
But I do remember the like the sex scene when they go into the car
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
I've seen the movie.
and
yes.
like the windows are all like steamed up and everything. I remember saying to my mom, "What are they doing? What's going on?"
Huh. They're making
And
pancakes
I
in
think
there?
she was just kind of like, "Be quiet. Like, we're in the movies."
Be quiet.
I
We're in the
ne-
movies.
But I never got my answer.
Do you know now?
To this day, she still does not know.
They got
What
steamy
were
in
they
there.
doing? Was there a sauna
Yeah.
in that car? I don't know.
I don't know.
Right. So,
I don't know when the
know.
first
Something was
time.
going on.
I don't know when the first time I watched Back to the Future. I was very young, very very young. I think I was definitely single digits, but yeah, it just stuck by me.
Like on TV? Came on TV or
No,
something?
maybe it had to have, but I don't really remember watching TV. I was younger, other than like Gilligan's Island, like late at night.
What the hell?
It's my earliest
The
TV
hell?
memory, I guess.
Earliest
Wow.
TV memory.
But I don't
Very
think
specific.
it was my favorite movie when I was a kid, though. It didn't become my favorite movie till I actually appreciated movies. I watched like 2 movies when I was single-digit age, and those 2 movies were J.A.M. and the Barney Egg-Tactics Adventure movie.
Oh.
Oh
Well,
wow.
that's
Right. Yeah. What a movie though. That Barney Egg movie, man. Man, what a treat.
That was something else.
Right. We watched it together, I think, like a few years ago.
Yeah, I think we did watch it like a few years ago.
The movie's wild. The movie's wild. All right. When do you think you first watched Star Wars, Alex?
no idea. A youngling, just a wee Padawan, I imagine. Like probably like 5 and under, I guess.
You know
Really?
which
Wow.
you know which one you first watched?
The originals, I believe, I used to have them on VHS, so I believe I watched the original trilogy first.
Mm-hmm.
And then when like Phantom Menace came out, I remember having like a Darth Maul backpack and crap, so I probably watched that one. I probably watched them all accordingly.
I think the first Star Wars I laid my eyes on was, let me see, it had to have been Return of the Jedi, because I remember the earliest memory I have of Star Wars me watching the Endor scene. So I believe that's the first time I watched a Star Wars movie. I don't think Phantom Menace came out when 2005.
Phantom Menace came out in 1999.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I think I watched Return of the Jedi. I don't think I watched Phantom Menace when it first came out.
I don't know if I watched it directly when it first came out, but I remember having like a Darth Maul backpack like in either 2000, I think, or maybe 1999, like in kindergarten.
Yeah, too busy watching Space Jam. So
When you
Well,
can't relate because
priorities.
you're uncultured.
yeah, I don't know. But also, just me, and my mother, and like my brother, I guess. Yeah. So
And I think I watched The Departed when it first came out, and I like had to tell everybody I ever met to go watch this movie.
When was that? Like 2006, right?
I think,
Or
yeah.
was it later than that? I think it was around that time.
Yeah, I think I might have watched it in like 2008, like just a couple years later.
Uh-huh.
it's a good movie. If you ever watched Departed, pretty good movie. I enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
Who was it? Leo, Matt Damon, right?
Yeah, Jack
Yep.
Nicholson.
Yeah, great movie. Wait, is it Matt Damon? I don't think it's Matt Damon.
Yeah, he's in that.
Yes, Matt Damon, yeah.
It is Matt Damon. It is Matt Damon. Okay.
Mark Wahlberg.
Mark
Well,
Wahlberg.
filmed, like where we're
Unfortunately,
from.
Alec Baldwin. If anybody wants to know anything about me, I do not like Alec Baldwin. I do not like his movies, and I just can't do it. Sorry, can't stomach it.
Can't stomach it.
Nope, just can't. Just nothing against him personally. Just
He kind of
just
like haunts
jives
you
me.
though.
Yes.
I think that's how that started because like he's everywhere for you.
All right.
So I know Alec Baldwin haunts you just like I'm haunted by Kathy Bates, which is pretty ironic because Kathy Bates is actually in Titanic.
Well then, yeah.
So like Danny Trejo is in like almost everything, just as Baldwin is also in everything. They're just like always there,
Right.
but they don't really like do anything other than just being there. But
Yeah,
you got
like Alec
Mhm.
Baldwin's never the star. He's always the bridesmaid, never the bride. He's always like a supporting actor. I don't think I can think of a time when he's the lead actor.
Right.
well, you gotta admit he fucking killed it in Cat in the Hat.
I think that's why I'm scared of him.
Right, his fucking belly button. When he's digging through his belly button. That's the most nastiest thing I've ever seen in my whole life.
Childhood trauma.
And then he was in that goo. He just came out in the goo. Ugh. Oh, what a classic. Cat in the Hat. Oh,
Yeah,
good movie.
good movie.
All right,
Good
so
movie, good movie.
All right, everybody, we're going to go over what we're going to be doing here on the J.A.M. Drive-In podcast. We're going to go to the movies about once a week, go see the most recent film, and give you our thoughts about it. This week, we saw The Gentleman on Friday, the day it came out, and I think Jaden would like to tell you a little bit about his experience that he had when we tried to take our seats.
yeah, all right. So our city ain't the best city in the world. We're pretty trashy over here where we live. It's not
Yeah,
no.
classy
Wow.
trash.
We're not.
Don't
We're not.
sugarcoat it.
We're not Will Smith. This ain't no fucking Bel Air. This is probably the exact opposite. Probably it's a town, a city where he was singing in the beginning of the show. Getting beat up in the fucking basketball court. I don't think there even is any basketball court in the city because we just tear it all down. This is actually the second movie theater we had in this city. The first movie theater, the whole city just completely trashed beyond repair. They had to close the whole thing down. So we didn't have a movie theater in this city for like at least 10, 12 years. We just got our own movie theater finally in Uncle City. We had it probably for, how long has this theater been open? 3 years?
Maybe less than that. Maybe like 2 or 3 years, I guess. Something
2
like
years?
that.
Give or
Still
take.
fairly new.
And it already fucking had a rat problem. So, that's that. So that's the kind of theater we're going in. But you know what? God damn it, our ticket's cheap.
We do it for you guys.
So, we're watching movies every
We
fucking
were-
week. We can't be paying the premium prices for these
Right,
tickets.
and we didn't go for a while because, we didn't want to get like rabies or something, so we stopped going
Yeah, we're
to this
trying.
particular theater.
We're trying
to avoid it.
We're trying to give time. Sorry for all you animal activists out there, for the rat to be poisoned. Exterminators to come in. Now we finally feel safe. I have not saw a rat this yet, so now maybe a little friend will come in my popcorn sometime. Who knows? Of course, I'll let you guys know when that happens. But the fucking
Yes.
but don't mind the rat. The fucking people, man, they are pricks. So there's 10. So we went to.
What are we gonna call him? You gotta give him a name.
Go ahead.
Give him a name.
Ass
What do you wanna
hat.
call him? Gary?
I'll call him Ass Hat.
Ass hat.
Yeah,
Okay,
Ass Hat.
same
All right.
thing.
So we go to the matinee. It's the first showing of the day. There's like at least 10 people in the whole theater. So for some reason you can't pick a seat one spot away from the person. You have to like be up their ass. And I'm socially awkward anyway, so I don't like being right next to someone. So, but you have to buy the ticket. So like whatever. So we bought the tickets. Where I'm sitting, all three of us sitting next to each other. I'm sitting next to this random guy. So I go there. Everyone else is in the bathroom before the movie. So I just go to the theater by my first. So I sit down. I'm next to the guy. So the guy tapped me in the shoulder. He's like, "Hey, can you like move your seat?" And I look at him. I'm like, "Excuse me." He's like, "Can you just sit further down, so we can have some space?" Then I'm like, "I paid for my fucking ticket. Like, I'm not moving." And then like I have people who are going to be in these seats. Like, how dare he tell me
I
to
know.
move my seat? I go to the movies quite often. I go at least a couple times a month. Well, not as much. Yeah, a couple times a month. I never ever had someone tell me to move to a seat I paid for, especially
Right.
when it's a assigned seat. You're not even supposed to be out of your assigned seat. I didn't even want to sit next to this guy anyways. Like, sometimes when I don't want to sit next to someone, I personally move. I don't tell the person to move.
Yeah, I know. If he had a problem with it, he should have got up himself and moved. But like, who does that?
So he originally wanted me to go one seat across. So this guy was so extra. He went like 6 seats down instead of just going one seat away from me. He went like
Right.
a whole entire row down.
Yeah,
So-
it was really weird.
That's my experience before watching the movie. So I honestly, for the first like 10, 15 minutes of the movie, that's really what I was thinking about like the whole time. So
Right.
yeah, we have a lot of ass hats here. So all right. So after we had that unfortunate dilemma with Ass Hat, so the movie started, and so this movie is a gangster comedy. So it had like kind of a Quentin Tarantino feel. I like Quentin
Oh,
Tarantino.
you can say that again.
Yeah, so I like Quentin Tarantino. Owl does not really like Quentin Tarantino or anything like Quentin Tarantino. So,
By the way, when he says owl, he's referring to me.
oh, sorry. For Melanie's also referred to Owl. Yeah, Melanie, give your opinions of the movie. Your first impression when
I
it first
mean,
started off.
When it first started, I was thinking like, oh no, like how did I get myself in this situation? What did I do to
Huh.
deserve this? I was going over
Looking
all
for
my
a
life
way out.
choices. Yeah, like what did I do wrong to, to have this happening to me right now? Like I think I'm a pretty good person. So I just really couldn't understand why this was happening to me. And, there was a couple parts in the movie when you're like, all right, maybe I can get into it, but I was wrong.
Okay, well, don't give everything away. The movie starts off with there's two characters at the beginning of the movie. We have Ray, who's played by Charlie Hunnam. You know who the person is because you watch Sons of Anarchy. Am I saying his name correctly?
Yeah.
Is it Hunnam?
That's how I've always pronounced it. Charlie Hunnam.
Charlie Hunnam. So, is he actually from around here where we live? Is he from like Boston area? Or
Do not know for sure. I don't know. I don't think so. I don't really know.
I don't know. He filmed around our area and everyone flipped the fuck out. So that's how I even know who he is. I didn't watch Anarchy, but he's like in that. I know he's in King Arthur movie.
You've also seen him in Pacific Rim.
Oh, Pacific Rim, he's in that. You're right. He's in Pacific Rim. So that's the last thing I think I seen him. I think I watched Pacific Rim after I watched Arthur. So it follows him in the beginning of the movie, and it follows, what's the guy's name? Fletcher, who's just Hugh Grant. You don't know who the characters are. They just come in. Hugh Grant goes into Charlie's house, Ray, and she's telling him a story, but in script form of the movie that we're about to watch. But the script is based on the people of the movie. It's very confusing to actually explain. Do you think you could probably explain this a little bit better than I am?
He's going to this guy's house and handing him a script of like the events that happened in their lives, but the script is also the real script of this movie.
Yes. Okay.
It's kind of like fourth wall breaking. It's a bit weird. It's a bit messy.
Yeah, it's a bit messy to explain, but you kind of get what's going on in the screen while you're watching it. It's like not confusing to watch, but confusing to explain. Like kind of like
you're very confused in the first 5 minutes.
Right.
Later on, you get it.
Right.
I had no idea that that's what happened. So.
What do you mean? You didn't know about the whole beginning of the movie?
I had no idea like what you're talking about.
Manny's only 4'10", so some stuff just goes right over her head.
Yep. And this was definitely one of them.
So I want to get everyone warning, there are going to be spoilers for this movie. We are going to go in depth to this movie. So if you don't want no spoilers, watch the movie first and come into the episode. So I want to clear that out of the way right now. So you have the two characters. Those are basically the main characters of this movie. It's basically Ray and Fletcher. You see them through the whole movie. So you're getting Fletcher's perspective of what's happening here. So he's a narrator, but he's also a character in the film. So you're a narrator plus the character in the actual story. Like I said, it's very quick Tarantino-y. Very, very quick Tarantino-y. But, Guy Ritchie directed this movie.
Yes.
So last thing I seen from him was, I believe, Aladdin.
Well,
so
me too, then, I imagine.
I guess so, right? This is not like Aladdin. I honestly, it's not like Aladdin at all. So that's what happens in the beginning. So now, Hugh Grant and Ray are like, they're part of different gangs, I guess.
So I believe Fletcher is like a reporter.
He's a reporter?
Yeah. And he has like the entire story of the movie, and he's basically using it to try and blackmail Ray for 20 million pounds.
Mm-hmm. So he's going in there to blackmail Ray, because Ray is like the second-hand man of Matthew McConaughey's character, who is the movie title character. He is the gentleman, and Matthew McConaughey is like this weed dealer. That's basically it. It's the whole movie about how Hugh Grant is trying to extort $200 million from Matthew McConaughey. That's basically the whole movie. It's telling you why he should be getting that money, what he has on them, and that basically lasts for like 2.5 hours. You understood that, Melanie, when the movie was going on?
I don't know.
But the essential, like I'd say 85-90% of the movie is basically a flashback.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, I guess I knew that. Right.
So the movie opens up. It has Matthew McConaughey going into a diner. He's talking on the phone to his wife that, someone like breaks into her office. He's like, who you talking to? Who's there? Someone gets shot. You don't know who got. You're just basically thinking that Matthew McConaughey just died. So this is supposed to be like the title character, and he just like fucking dies in the fucking first 10 seconds in the movie. I was like, what the fuck,
Yeah,
I was too. Because they have Matthew McConaughey be in it for 10 seconds.
Well, I knew he was more in the movie more.
So I knew something was up.
Right, but I was, what the fuck happened? Like, but Matthew McConaughey was in the movie for 10 seconds, though. He was only Wolf of Wall Street for like legit a minute. I don't know why he was even in that movie in the first place. He went in Wolf of Wall Street just to talk about him masturbating and then left.
Well, no,
Martin
he was like the
Scorsese
boss.
gives you a call, you don't hang up. You take that call. Martin Scorsese says jump, you say how high? Take off my pants? Sure. Where's the monkey?
Yeah.
Alright, man. So this movie jumps all over the place. All over the place. It's going in different narratives. It jumps from, it's like 20 different characters, and it honestly goes all over the place. So if you aren't really familiar with these types of movies, you're gonna be like Melanie. She had. When did you find out? Like, actually, you knew what was going on here?
I don't know, like
5
2
minutes
minutes
ago.
ago when you just
Yeah.
you just explained it.
You didn't understand the whole entire movie.
I mean, I understand like parts of it, but not the ending, like you just said about the script and stuff. Like, not really.
So,
And to
like,
be honest, it was very hard for me to pay attention to this film because it's just not my taste at all.
if
So,
if you're familiar with other gangster movies, movie definitely was inspired by a few movies. Definitely Reservoir Dogs. It's definitely a big chunk of inspiration of this. Also, The Godfather, which they both haven't seen. I've seen The Godfather, but they both haven't seen The Godfather, and they actually make fun of The Godfather in the movie, which I thought was pretty funny. Remember that scene?
I wouldn't know. I've never seen The Godfather.
No, in the
Right.
movie, how they make fun of The Godfather in the movie.
I remember
I
them
don't
talking
recall.
about it. Yeah.
He's like, fuck The Godfather, I hate that movie, so boring, it goes on, no one understands what's happening, it's just 3 movies of fucking nothing. So it actually tried to follow being nothing for like a big part of the movie, just people talking.
I think they
Wow.
referenced some other movie called The Conversation too, which I don't know what that movie is either, but they referenced it.
We should
And I
look
think
at
it's by the same guy that made The Godfather. So
Oh, really? Yeah, I don't know what
they
the
said
movie
he
is.
came out with it between Godfather 1 and Part 2, and it was really boring. And I think that's what this movie was based off of, because it sounds similar. Because essentially, this movie is just a conversation.
Yeah, but that's how gangster movies are, really. It's just talking.
Yeah.
It's different. The different moving parts of
There's
it.
flashbacks.
Different moving parts. Like, basically, the
Mhm.
tension of gang wars are very high. So if you like The Godfather, if you like Reservoir Dogs, this is your movie. If you don't, this is not your movie. This is the problem with Melanie here. She does not like the movie because she does not like these. She does not like these movies. I like these movies. So I get what's going on. I'm familiar with the genre, and I think it actually did the genre justice, in my opinion. Let's talk about how Matthew McConaughey's character is called Mickey Pearson. He's basically the
Michael?
Michael. Yeah, they call him Mikey.
You said Mickey.
Mickey. Oh, I'm sorry, Mikey. My apologies, Mikey. And what's happening is he's trying to get out of the marijuana business. He's trying to like retire, move on. He just want to cash out and like dip. But he's big part of the market right now that everyone wants to take it from him. It's just basically, you can't when you're in the business, you just can't get out. It's kind of like that concept. Like, if you're in a gang, you just can't just leave the gang.
Like a cartel.
Like a cartel. But the funniest part about this is he's not like a henchman or like he is the leader. He's the gang leader. He just wants out. So he's trying to sell his business to this other main character. What's his name? What was his name? Matthew, who's played by Jeremy Strong. He's this gay rich guy that he meets at a cocktail party, I believe. I never really understood what that party was. Did anyone else?
I don't know either.
They didn't really
I didn't
focus
know he
on
was
that.
Gay,
No, he wasn't gay.
but
No, he was like very crisp. He's not gay. He has a wife. My apologies. I'm getting false information here. He's very like flamboyant. I thought he had like kind of like a flamboyant gay vibe. Like he wasn't like. Am I wrong in this?
Metrosexual.
That's the word I'm trying to say. Right, you said, yeah. So he's kind of like that. So he's trying to buy Matthew McConaughey's business. Like, Matthew McConaughey is trying to sell to him. God, I never thought the movie would be this hard to explain. So, Melanie, do you understand how Matthew McConaughey actually grew the weed?
No.
No, okay, I didn't think she caught this. Matthew McConaughey does this thing, like, everyone wants to know how he does it, because he has such a surplus of marijuana that no one knows how he has not getting caught, because he has so much out there. That's why he's such a valuable player of this marijuana trade. So what Matthew McConaughey does is he goes to people who are inheriting a fortune from one of their relatives. So say like very famous, like a very wealthy person dies and all his inheritance goes to their child. He goes to the child because when you inherit all your money, they take half of the money that you're getting inherited from. So he makes a deal with them. He gets to grow his stuff at their estate, that he'll pay them yearly, and he'll make up the money they lost from the state back. And they don't have to do a damn thing. They just growing at their estate, so it doesn't bring any connection back to him. Do you understand that now after I explained it to you?
Yeah.
So then he explains this to Jeremy Strong, one of his strongholds, and then he gets raided by these teenagers. They raid his stronghold, they steal his weed. Colin Farrell enters the picture as the leader of like the teenage group. So now you have Matthew McConaughey as a gang leader, Colin Farrell as a gang leader. Okay, so we have 2 gang leaders now. Then all of a sudden, another gang like they keep adding a different gang leader like every 45 minutes in the movie, and you just can't keep track of this. I got lost like up for the full first hour of this movie. Anyone else was getting like lost or what's going on here?
I was lost
Oh
for
yeah.
like the first 10 minutes, and then I was good after that.
No, I'm still lost. I still haven't found my way back home.
I mean, I do, like, if I had to describe this movie, I would describe it as messy. But
it's messy.
you have to pay attention.
It's messy because it's a gangster movie, but also a gangster comedy. It's playing the gangster movie like vibe, but also making fun of it, but not like scary movie style making fun of it. Like this movie is serious, but not serious at the same time. Done that way personally. Like it's trying to throw you off by all of a sudden now you have Matthew McConaughey. Now all of a sudden you have this fucking Colin Farrell coming in with his random rapping karate group. Like the fuck? Why are they doing karate? You know like, what's going on?
Different gangster stereotypes type of thing. Yeah, very different stereotypes. So you have like Matthew McConaughey, who's a gentleman. He's like he's wearing tuxes. Old school gangsters like from 1920 vibe, just going in there with like the big Tommy guns kind of type gangster. And then you have Colin Farrell, who's the modern day gang leader with the thugs and the rapping and everything else. And then you have Tom Wu, who plays Lord George, who is the Yakuza. That's how I pronounce it, Yakuza.
Sure.
Like the Japanese gang. So you're having all these stereotypes all crashing into each other in different parts of the movie. So, Melanie, do you understand what time frame the movie actually takes place in?
Oh, I don't know. I would have just thought, like, modern day.
Modern day? Yeah. So, like, the movie plays around with this time filter. At the beginning of the movie, it starts off as the old-fashioned, like, Godfather type era of the movie. Like, no cell phone, fancy mansions, old style cars, everyone's in tux, talking proper, not lack of swearing, old fashioned gangstery, and then it instantly start transitioning to more modern day. So like, you think that was pretty cool?
I don't know. I didn't realize any of these things.
You didn't realize in the beginning they're driving like old cars?
No.
He was driving these old limousine things at the beginning of the movie because they were in London, so they had the old style cars. And all of a sudden, they go into his wife's like auto shop in his freaking Tokyo Drift style car, like some Fast and Furious shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like all of a sudden, like, oh shit, I thought this movie was based in the fucking 20s. All of a sudden now they're in freaking I expect to see Vin Diesel come around the corner. All right, I guess I'm the only one.
I'm sorry. I wish I could say more.
I just never got that vibe that it was in the 20s because in the opening sequence they show like laptops and everything. I just never thought it was in the 20s.
Okay, but but you don't know that. Okay, I understand that. He was like, what's his name? Hugh Grant was talking about the script, so I thought like in his narration he was going to an old vibe. I thought they were separating the movie from the script into the story he was telling. That's what I got from the beginning.
But then when they show the flashback for like Matthew McConaughey's character about how he starts the business, starts selling weed and stuff at college with like rich kids, they show kids like playing video games in dorm rooms. So like I just knew then. Like I never thought it was in the 20s.
Okay, you're right. I was probably thinking about how I want to punch the guy across from me so damn much that I just got blinded from that, I guess.
Well, there you go. Rage. It's all that it is.
Out of all the characters in the movie, who you think did a pretty good job? Who's your favorite character out of all the movies? Of the whole movie?
Colin Farrell's character, I guess.
You like Colin Farrell's?
Yeah.
I think... Go ahead.
He was just, he was basically only in this crap to owe a debt, and he was like the funniest character.
I kind of like Charlie Hunnam. just like this is like really the first like acting role I've seen. I haven't really seen him in Son of Anarchy. He just does such a like, damn. He just does such a great. I don't know how to explain it. He plays this character who's like the big, tough, strong man. I guess how you pronounce that type of character? Like a henchman.
Alpha character.
The alpha, yeah, he's a very alpha henchman. So like he's trying to be completely serious, but then he has this comedical moments, but at a serious role. He's not trying to be funny, but it comes off for just fucking hilarious.
Yeah, he basically plays a similar role, honestly, on Sons of Anarchy, except now he's British.
Oh, really? It's like kind of same vibe.
Kinda, yes. Like he's one of the leaders of the Sons of Anarchy, and he's very serious all the time. But he'll like crack a joke kind of without even really meaning it.
Yeah, but he wasn't really joking in this movie. Like I don't think he told one joke.
Cracking a joke intentionally. He's just his vibe, like.
Yeah, his vibe. Like his vibe just looked. It's goofy, but he's not being goofy. Not being a comedic relief. You know, that's basically what Hugh Grant is doing. Hugh Grant is the comedic elite. Like he's trying to be wacky. He's making these jokes about like trashing The Godfather. He's all of a sudden watch freaking Wugon steak. Like all of a sudden, like he's over here. He's a comedic relief, and so basically you have the comedic relief character interacting with the complete opposite, and the interaction to each other. So it's such a good thing to look at, because you have basically like a yin yang thing going on with those two.
Yeah.
It keeps going back and forth from the story to the future to the story to the future, and you don't understand really what's happening, why it's going back and forth, until it all comes like together full circle toward the end, and then everything starts making sense. And you kind of get I was getting aggravated from the switching until it actually made sense of why it happened.
Yeah, the movie is pretty confusing.
You gotta
understand.
This is the type
until the end.
Right. This is the type of movie where you just got to wait. You gotta wait. You just got to get through it, and then the payoff is gonna be good. I thought the payout was satisfactory for me.
That's probably what Melanie was thinking for most of it. Just got to get through it, and it'll be over soon.
Right, but my payout must have got lost in the mail because I'm not feeling it.
The action of the movie, this like very minuscule action, is mostly saved up till the end. There's some action in the right in the beginning of the movie. Someone dies, someone gets shot. There's blood everywhere, quick Tarantino style, blood splatter, blood in the fucking tea, like opening up like that, and then all of a sudden, not one person dies for like the next 50 minutes. And then this like Quentin Tarantino shootout at like this bar. Then you find out all that was fake. That never happened. It's just Hugh Grant being an asshole. Like, oh, that's not really what happened. This is exactly what happened. Then I'm like, oh, come on. I hate when they do like rewinds like that. It was funny. Like I laughed because it was just so fucking ridiculous. Matthew McConaughey just like, all right, pop a gap, bang, 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 and then he's like, no, sir, actually, don't fuck with me. Have some tea. Like, like, all of a sudden, like, he was just, like, a fucking badass. Like, holy shit, Matthew McConaughey fucking pushing down some lead. And he's like, no, he just told him, like, no, take some tea. Don't fuck with me.
Yeah, then all of a sudden it was, like, Marley and me.
Right, Marley and me all of a sudden was like, that's Owen Wilson, though.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Oops.
Oh.
You think Owen Wilson and Matthew McConaughey are the same people?
No, I just that movie
That's
just really messed
complimenting
up.
one of them and insulting the other. I'll let you guys figure out who.
I don't like Owen Wilson. His nose is always broken like yours.
My IQ is now lower from watching this movie. So
Really? What? Why? Because you just felt like you were too dumb to watch it?
Wow.
I'm not making a mean statement. I'm honestly want to know why you feel like your IQ, you lost brain cells.
I don't know. I just didn't like it. It's just like it's nothing to do with me. Like I just wasn't meant for this type of life.
So basically,
like, I don't know how to explain it. It's just like I just couldn't even get into it if I like wanted to. Couldn't.
So basically, you're trying to say don't bring like your girlfriend to this movie on date night because you won't get a second date.
I mean,
agree with
if
that
they're
statement.
anything like me, yeah, it's not that type of movie. This is a type of movie that is for a specific audience, and if you're not one of those people, you this is not a movie that you can just kind of like be like, oh, it wasn't that bad, like, and kind of force yourself to watch it. You either have to like this type of stuff or you don't. That's how I feel like. There's no in between.
I agree with that. Right, you have to like the
You
genre of
know,
the movie
right? And
to
if you don't like
enjoy.
movies like this, if you don't like that genre, like gangster type of stuff, like things to do with like drugs or whatever, just like if in different it's constantly going from different like point of views from different people, it jumps around a lot, it's not something that's just like start to finish, it's just something that is made for a specific audience, and like I said, that's just not me. Doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad movie, it's just not for me.
Right.
you
So,
know
like, it's a type of movie where you have to. There's a lot of moving pieces, and you got to put the pieces together.
right.
Like, you're not given what's happening. You have to figure out what's happening.
Yeah, you have to work for it, and you have to like really pay attention to
Yeah,
this
you
type of
gotta
film.
want it.
Yeah.
It's not
Right.
like it's not like a cut of dry. Like, this is this. This is what's happening. This is it. This is what's going to happen. This is what happened. Like, no, this is a
Right.
movie where
Yeah.
shit's happening. You don't know if it's really happening because you're getting a narrative to someone who's blackmailing, and his narrative ain't even always true because it's like a biased narrative. So the narration of the movie is a biased narration from a character who you have to either believe or don't believe. And then some things he's trying to tell you that you're seeing in a movie that doesn't happen, that you find out what really happens, and it's like a twist on a twist on a twist, and it goes all
Yeah,
over the place.
it's just unnecessary for me. Like, I just didn't need that.
Kind of like Quentin Tarantino, like Hateful Eight, like all of a sudden, like, you think what's happening is happening, something else
Right.
happens, something else happens. And that's exactly what this movie does too.
Yeah.
I personally
Not
enjoy stuff
predictable.
like that. I want to watch, but like Melly, you kind of do like movies like that though.
Like what?
The Departed.
Yeah, I guess.
The
But I
Departed
don't
is
know.
kind of the same, kind of like honestly, kind of the same movie, but like different.
But it was happening like in real time, wasn't it? I haven't seen The Departed.
The
For a while.
Departed was happening in real time. That's the only difference. This
Yeah.
wasn't happening in real time till the end. So I
But
guess
Pretty major difference.
Look, okay, I understand, but I'm saying the same type of you don't know what's really happening until it happens, and like you know both sides are fucking each other, but they don't know it is. They're fucking each other, and then it's
But you
kind
know
of like
that straight up. Like, you kind of see that. I feel like you see that. Like I said, I haven't seen The Departed for a while. I don't remember like every detail. But like, I feel like you kind of know that from towards the beginning of the movie or whatever. Like, okay, Matt Damon's doing this, and then like Leonardo DiCaprio's doing his thing, and you know that they're like screwing with each other.
Right, I guess.
Yeah, all the cards are on the table. In The
Yeah,
Departed.
right from
Like,
the
you kinda
beginning. This
know
is
who's
right.
what role they're playing, yada yada. Like, everything is laid out for you pretty clean, and then there's
Right.
some twist along the end. The
Yes, but you don't
Gentleman
have to
is
guess who's on what
basically
team or whatever.
a bunch
Like,
of characters are introduced at will with no expedition. Like, you don't know like who they are, what role they play. They're just like, hi, I'm on screen now and I'm doing this. And it
exactly.
just goes from like one thing to another. Like, characters come on and there's no expedition. You just boom. This is what they are.
Right.
This is what they do.
Okay, yeah,
Right.
I guess. So like, basically, the part is like an easy version, and this is like more expert. If it was like a video
Yeah,
game.
this is just hard to follow, and there's really no reason for it. Like I said, like I didn't get any reward for even trying to concentrate on it.
That's
Like,
her.
I
That's her.
tried.
That's her opinion, everybody. That's her opinion.
Like, I went into the movie knowing, okay, I'm not gonna like this movie. I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna like it, but like, I still paid to watch it. Whatever. I'm here. I might as well try, give it a chance. I'm literally in the fucking movie theater. But it's just like, the best part, honestly, was when I had to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
You are?
Oh, there you go.
Come on, that's the only good part about the movie. Where you had to go to the bathroom. You had nothing you really
there was
like.
a couple jokes, and I laughed a couple times. There's a couple old jokes in there, I think somebody called someone a fuckboy, and I thought that was funny.
Yeah, fuck boy. Yeah, that was funny. So
But
my
I
favorite
don't know,
scene
not
of the
enough.
my favorite
Not
scene of
enough
the
highs. Way too many
no,
fucking
okay,
lows.
no, come on. There's a scene you probably definitely like in the movie. I will tell you what scene I like in the movie. It's gonna definitely be the scene you like in the movie. So in the middle of the movie, so you have Charlie Hunnam, who's trying to pick up one of Matthew McConaughey's client's daughter, who's a heroin addict, and she's like at this like drug den, and he's trying to grab her and bring her home, so like Matthew McConaughey got the trust of his client. So he's just trying to bring the girl home with them, and then all of a sudden the druggie starts like attacking Charlie Hunnam and like his group, and then shit gets fucking real quick. Body goes out. One of the kids go out the window. He's dead. They weren't supposed to kill anyone because apparently the kids who were there are also other mobsters, other gang leaders' kids. So they like all of a sudden now the gang's here all of a sudden for no reason, and then he's trying to clean up and like not connect it back to Matthew McConaughey because that would just become another gang war, And so the whole scene was very goofy. It was serious, but it was funny because the kids are like "fuck you," and they're just chasing them on a foot, and it's just like they're all out of breath. Like they wear tuxes. And the kids are wearing
tracksuits and like sneakers.
Yeah, it just looked goofy because they're getting chased by fucking people in tuxes. Like it just looked, and and then.
Well, yeah, they're trying to show like the new generation and then the original generation.
Yeah, that's what they were.
Difference.
That's what this movie is. They're combining both generations of gangs. They're doing the old gangs and the new gangs, and they put it all in one movie, which makes this why the narration of the movie is confusing. Because they're doing two genres to one genre. That's also what makes it, the flow of it, like, what the fuck going on? Because there's two different sides of a coin in like one coin. And then they're chasing these kids because they have like pictures of the dead body and like, evidence and stuff. So they're trying to get their phone. And then they throw another guy off the fucking roof and get hit by a train. And then, so now Matthew McConaughey has his henchman kill two. He jumped, right? He still fell off like a fucking ledge or whatever, right? So now
he panicked, ran away.
Yeah. So now Matthew McConaughey's like, "What the fuck, Charlie? What's going on here?
Like, what is happening?"
He's like, "Why do people keep jumping to their deaths here?" He's like, "You should invest in parachutes. You have all these fucking jumping fuckboys."
Right.
That was the best scene in the whole movie.
And the guy's name was Fuck.
Yeah, and the guy's name was Fuck. It's Fuck with a PH, and he was like Asian. It was like an Asian stereotypical joke, like kind of racist, but it was a joke they made, and his name was Fuck. So he's like jumping fuck boy because he was with a PH. So he was like a jumping fuck boy, which is also so it was like double layers in the joke. That was the best joke of the whole movie. Like.
Wow.
Around the end of the movie, all the pieces start going together. Now you're in real time. Fletcher try to blackmail. Matthew McConaughey, you find out he doesn't die in the beginning of the movie. He survived, and now Matthew McConaughey they're still trying to kill him. And now all the major characters, now you're only left with like 4 characters in it. All the other characters in the movie are out of the way, dead, gone, don't matter. Now just Matthew McConaughey, Charlie, Colin Farrell, and Hugh Grant. Now it's like simple. Oh, and Jeremy Strong. That was a simple, and then you see him battle at the end, and you see who survives at the end of the movie. So you did not like how the movie ended. You're saying, Melanie?
Correct.
You didn't like how you seen them all race to survive, even when you actually know this is what's happening. You were still confused of what's going on here?
Still confused. I didn't understand the beginning and the middle, so the ending didn't really matter. I mean, I understood the credits. It was time for me to go home.
All right. So what happened was Jeremy Strong. You find out Jeremy Strong was the whole person trying to fuck everything here. So he was trying to get Matthew McConaughey's marijuana plants for basically 10% of what he was trying to sell it for. So then Matthew McConaughey figured this out. He goes all merchant to Venice, legit, he goes Merchants of Venice. Like, he's like, I want 1 pound of flesh, not a lot less, not more. I'm getting 1 pound of flesh for you. Hit a knife. I was like, what the fuck? Why are you over here Merchants of Venice thing? This doesn't even make sense.
Yeah, and he had to go inside the freezer that he said was negative 25 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he had to stay in there.
Oh, I get it.
Like, for an hour or whatever.
Oh, that's bad. This movie's bad racist.
What?
I think Jeremy Strong was Jewish, and he was making a Jewish joke.
He was Jewish. Yes, they called him Jew a few times.
Oh man, that's so racist. Okay, so he's racist. Everyone's racist. So the movie's very racist, but it's supposed to be a comedy. I guess. Now. Yeah, I finally understand the Merchant of Venice joke.
It acknowledges its racism.
Mm-hmm. Because it is a comedy. It is a comedy. It's not a serious movie. This is a comedy who's pretending to be a serious movie. You gotta also take that into account in this movie. Like, it's not a quick take.
So many things to take into account and to remember.
So much
work to watch this movie.
It's so much work to talk about it. Too much work to understand it. I loved it. Loved the movie because there's so much. It's not like cut and dry. Like, this is what you got. So kind of like Pulp Fiction. It's basically Pulp Fiction. It's everywhere. You don't know what's going on. Everything's happening. Same movie. It's like modern day Pulp Fiction. It's like Guy Ritchie's Pulp Fiction.
I agree with that more comparison than The Departed.
I guess so. Right. So Melanie never watched Pulp Fiction.
Nope.
So by watching this movie, I don't think she's going to like Pulp Fiction.
Well, we'll find out soon.
It could be true.
All right. So, anything else you guys want to input? Any other things you want to talk about in the movie? Anything else you liked, disliked?
No, I think
relatively funny. I guess had maybe the record for most swear words I've seen in the movie.
Oh my god! If you don't like the C word,
oh yeah,
the 4-letter C word that I am not repeating, they say it more than they say fuck. I never heard any. They replaced fucks with the C word.
They say it like they say the word the. It's just like constantly, like everybody, every character, and they're so like casual about it. Like it's kind of like how they talk, like constantly.
Yeah, by the end of the movie, it's just like commonplace. You don't even realize they're saying it anymore.
No, right. Exactly what they do. Like they say it so much at the beginning. Like, oh my god, they're saying this word a lot. And it's just you don't even notice it. Honestly, it's just like, huh? Is that his name? Huh. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not even like catch you off guard anymore. They say it I'm pretty sure in the sentence.
You become numb to it. Right. They just said it so many times. It almost like lost its meaning of how powerful that word is because they just said it so much.
I believe that's what they wanted to. They did it on purpose. They said it like 5 times in one sentence. I didn't even know you could even possibly do that.
They kind of forced it. I think
they made a whole sentence. Right, that's what they're going for. They were making a whole sentence of that word, and it was a full proper sentence. And I'm like, how? You know? It was kind of like Sausage Party, how like they swear like so much in the first minute that it's not even like really fun that they swear at the rest of the movie.
Yeah.
Like it gets so overplayed at the beginning that now they just numbed it, which they think they want to do that because they want it to set the tone that it's trying to be a serious gangster movie while also being a comedy. So they want to say the swear, so they make you numb to it at the beginning, so you focus more on the story and not the swearing.
Yeah.
Kind of like Quentin Tarantino did in Django Unchained with the N-word. They say so damn much in the movie.
Yeah.
That you become numb to it.
It's just part of the movie, yeah.
It's just part of the movie. So they try to get your unease into the vulgar language at the beginning, so you can stop fucking thinking about it, basically.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of like how they did that. Pay attention to the story more than just like laughing every time they say this C word or fuck boy. You know, I actually could pay attention to the story without being like thrown off guard.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But they could also done the same thing by not swearing as much as they did, and it would have gave you the same effect. But since it is a comedy, they kept the swear to make it funny, which is I think it's a good directorial choice he made. Anything else, Alex? Anything you hated? Anything you strongly hated about the movie?
Like I said, I think it's still pretty messy. I didn't really like that. I didn't like how it just kind of lacked direction.
Okay, yeah. So I actually want to, yeah, to think about the direction. So I believe the movie purposely lacking direction because I believe the movie is the script that Hugh Grant is trying to blackmail it until it comes to like modern day time. It is him telling the story of his script, you know, and it's his first movie, like his first script that he wrote. So it's going to be amateurish, and the story is going to have an amateur feel because it's Hugh Grant's first screenplay. You get
Okay,
you get what I'm
I
saying?
get what you're
So,
saying, but
so
that's still weird. Like that's just so many extra layers. Like I asked for a sandwich with like just lettuce and tomato, and you ended up giving me the whole kitchen.
right, but like I just want to make sure. I just want people to like, understand though. Like it is choppy, it is messy, but it's done that way on purpose. It's a artistic decision that they made. It's not like choppy because the movie choppy. Like it just happened to be that way. I definitely believe it was done on purpose and the artistical feel of the movie.
Right. It's I don't exactly. Everything about this movie was done on purpose. This is the way it's supposed to be.
And
It's not like there was any mistakes or anything.
like it's not like I believe this movie is going to be criticized very poorly for like movie critics that aren't really watching the movie. Like I hate how like some movie
Yeah.
critics don't really watch the movie. They just want to be the first story out there. You know what I'm saying? Like the freaking guy who's like wanted to be the only negative comment of like what that movie? My favorite movie, Get Out. Like he just wanted to be the negative comment. He didn't really like watch the movie. He's like, you know what? Fuck this movie. I want to be the first negative comment. Like I believe a lot of those critics are going to do this to this movie because they're not really understanding that it is done on purpose. It is a comedy. It's not serious. This ain't Django Unchained. This ain't The Godfather. This isn't Scarface. This is basically scary movie as a gangster movie, but not as ridiculous as Scary Movie. You know?
Yeah,
Basically,
right.
Pineapple Express.
Yeah, Pineapple Express. Yeah, like Pineapple Express, but not as, but the dial down a little bit more, like dial up more of the serious aspect of it than the ridiculousness of it. You know. So if you come into this movie, it's choppy, done on purpose. Like the complaints of this movie, Alex's complaint that it's choppy. I like how it's choppy because it's done purposely. And like it seems in place in the movie. That's why is Hugh Grant as a blackmailer reporter all of a sudden like this fucking grade A director for the first script, no editing, nothing. It's just like it's gold right off the bat. That's not how movies are written. It's not gold off the bat. They need to be edited. They need to be changed. And since it's the direction of the script, it's going to be choppy. So, Melanie, what do you really hate about the movie other than you being lost in the direction? Anything else you want to... Any characters you didn't like? Any decisions in the movie that are made?
Not necessarily. I mean, the acting was okay, I guess. Like, it's just... It's hard for me to really, like, fairly judge this movie because I just don't like the feel of it. I don't like the genre. It's just not for me, so I'm not going to give it like a fair rating.
I hear you.
Say it's not your cup of tea.
Yeah, right. So it doesn't, like I said, it doesn't make it a bad movie. This could be somebody's favorite movie ever. It's just not, yeah.
So, like,
for me,
any
no.
characters you like in the movie?
No.
You hated everybody equally?
Yeah.
You...
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, maybe the head that was sitting in the freezer was okay. Like, I didn't really connect. Maybe a spatula or something, but like, I didn't connect to any of the characters. It wasn't relatable. I mean, not that you really relate to gangster movies, anyways, but
so
nobody like stood out to me or anything.
Do you guys think that this probably nominated for Best Picture for next year?
I mean, usually the bad movies get nominated, so it's possible. Who knows?
No, you don't think so?
I don't know. It's one of those movies that it probably would get nominated for something.
If it doesn't take itself serious, then it shouldn't be taking itself serious and expect an Oscar nomination.
I don't think I expect the Oscar nomination, but for all like
I can't think of a comedy that's gotten an Oscar nomination.
Mm-hmm.
I can't think of a comedy in my entire life.
It's just one of those movies that has, a few different famous people in it,
Like the Academy
so you
doesn't
never
laugh.
know.
They don't have hearts or souls.
Mm-hmm.
They do like to be racist, though.
I'm just saying,
Yeah.
if it is,
Shots fired.
okay, Melly, stop. So I think this movie, if it does get nominated for Best Picture, I wouldn't be surprised. I'd be like, really? Like, for example, a movie, like a bad movie. What, like a bad movie that came out this year, like fucking Gemini Man.
This year, I don't know. It's January 24th.
Like Gemini Man. If I saw that like Best Picture, I'd be like, what the fuck? I would have think.
Okay, yeah.
I wouldn't have had that shock, and I'm like, oh, okay, I can see how it could be Best Picture.
I've never seen Gemini Man, so
I just give you a ridiculous movie. Like that movie's ridiculous.
It is, but it's also like, let's say it's really well done or something. It's an action movie. Like Joker's nominated, and that's basically an action movie, but it's not a comedy. I can't think of a comedy that has ever been nominated for Best Picture, ever.
Well, you haven't watched Once Upon a Time, but Once Upon a Time is pretty serious, and the tone of the movie is kind of like this, but this one's obviously a little bit more ridiculous than Once Upon a Time, but it kind of had the same feel. So like that's why I'm comparing it, because Once Upon a Time is nominated. We're gonna be watching that next week, but it had the same exact tone. So if Once Upon a Time got nominated for Best Picture, I could see how this could be nominated for the Best Picture for next year too. That's basically my opinion. How about acting? You think any of the acting here it could be outshined by the Academy?
I mean, I don't know.
They're also such ridiculous in their roles.
Mm-hmm.
Matthew McConaughey, right? Matthew McConaughey is really ridiculous in his role, but he's good. He played the character really well.
Yeah, and I imagine over the course of the next year, he's probably going to be in something that he's going to even act better in and have a more prominent role. So if he were to receive a nomination, it'd probably be for whatever that film that is.
I'm not really a fan of Matthew McConaughey. Like, I like him in 2 movies. Make sure that's right. Yeah, take him 2 movies. I like him in this movie. This is one. I like him in Dirt. Right?
I would say you mean Mud?
Mud. My apologies.
Mud, dirt,
What the hell?
water. Nah, I like Matthew McConaughey. I'm not like obsessed with him, but he's a pretty good actor. I recently watched True Detective season 1, and it was phenomenal.
That.
Like one of the best series of television I've ever seen.
I think
Woody Harrelson.
I think Charlie could be nominated. He's
Yeah.
He's the most serious one in this movie, hands down, and he really played the tough guy well. I think for sure. I don't know. Is he considered the lead? The movie goes by to different people so much. I think Matthew McConaughey is the lead, but he really doesn't have much screen time as everyone else, though.
That's another problem. There's not really like a leading actor of this movie. They're all like kind of supporting actors.
Mm-hmm.
Right. That's why.
This is a January movie, so that means by the time the nominations for next year would even come out, like it would be like almost a full year since this movie came out.
Right.
Probably would have forgotten it by now.
Yeah, it's pretty forgettable, I feel like.
But I think the Academy, right? I guess so. But I don't know who decides of who the lead actor is. Is it a studio, or does the Academy make that decision themselves?
The studio can push towards who they want to get nominated.
And I think the studio's going to push Matthew McConaughey because he's the most famous person out of all these people.
Yeah, they can like campaign for it.
Like,
much like you'd be running for office.
Matthew McConaughey, obviously the biggest A-list actor here. Charlie was in freaking Son of Anarchy. Hugh Grant, the last movie I seen him in was fucking Bridget Jones. So I don't know what hell he's doing. And Colin Farrell, he played Fantastic Beast. So I believe that everyone else could be supporting roles other than Matthew McConaughey. And I think Charlie Hunnam will definitely be nominated. I don't know if he's gonna win. I don't know what movies are in the future, but I think Charlie Hunnam will definitely be nominated out of everyone here.
All right, we'll see you in a year.
We'll see you. That's my prediction. We'll find out in 1 year from now. So let's go for ratings. We'll do jam order, I guess. Oh, man, I'll rate this movie. We're out of 10, aren't we?
Mm-hmm.
I believe that's our system.
Oh shit. I'll do 7.5.
Well, there you go.
Okay.
Then. So
7.5. I like the movie. I like most of it because I'm a big Quentin Tarantino fan. My favorite director is Quentin Tarantino. It had the vibe.
And he didn't direct this movie, but
No, Melanie, I understand he did direct the movie. That's why I said it has a Quentin Tarantino vibe. That is not Quentin Tarantino. It had like a little taste of Quentin Tarantino. Like, you put your Quentin Tarantino seasoning, little Quentin Tarantino pepper and salt. You top it off over here. Dump it into Quentin Tarantino ketchup. That's basically what this movie is. But Guy Ritchie, like, he made the fries, he made the meat.
Well, my condiments were expired.
Whoa, okay.
Oh, wow.
And it could have been higher. Definitely could have been higher. If it played seriously, it would definitely be higher. This movie had a potential of being probably a Academy Award head winner if it played a serious tone. But I did kind of like how much fun it had in the movie. It was fun for me. It wasn't fun probably for Melanie, but it was fun for me. If you like the gangster drama, you like The Godfather, you like to sit through and wait for things to happen. It's not no Fast and Furious, not no action. There's no bullets, boobs in your face, none of that. It's just kind of like mellow.
Yeah, you're right. I was thinking that at some point there was going to be, usually movies like that will have like a lot of nudity or like sex scenes, but there really wasn't anything like that in this movie.
You know why? Because he's a gentleman. There's no nudity in gentlemen's.
They call everybody the C word, so.
They do. The gentlemen didn't go that far. They try to be classy, but not too classy.
Yeah.
All right, Alex, how about your rating?
I'm going to give it a solid 5.2 C words per second.
Ooh.
5.2 just because it's kind of just like a middle of the pack movie. I wish it like leaned in one direction or the other. I wish it was either more ridiculous or took itself more serious. I also understand that it's messy because of like an artistic choice, but it just wasn't necessarily like the easiest viewing experience.
Right.
But some jokes were pretty funny. Like I'll probably never like watch the movie again necessarily, but like I don't hate it or anything. It was all right. Like I guess I'm glad I watched it.
Right. Like okay. So like I said, both of you guys didn't want to watch the movie. I got some like, yeah, please don't watch this movie. I'm like, no, it's the movie of the week. That's our theme. We gotta watch the movie of the week. There's gonna be some shit. There's gonna be some gold, but mostly there's gonna be some shit. And
like if we weren't doing the podcast, I probably would have died never seeing this film.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, right. I would have never watched this movie if it wasn't for this podcast.
No.
But
you're only gonna watch it when you die, and if you end up in hell, I guess. So like that's your personal hell.
Right.
But you appreciate that you watch it at least once.
Yeah.
You probably would never die watching it. I would have probably made you watch this movie at least once. You probably would never die not watching this movie. I was like, I kind of Quentin Tarantino. You should watch it once. All right, so basically, like this movie came on TV, you'll watch it, going to sleep at night. But other than that, you'll never watch the movie again. Like, yeah, if it's there.
Yeah.
All right, I hear you.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. I got you. I'm interested to hear yours. I have no clue how you go with this, Melanie. I don't really know what your opinion would be in this movie. So I believe you. I believe you enjoyed it, right? Very good movie. One of your favorite top 5.
All right,
yeah,
folks,
you could say that.
Can she go?
Well, it was a tough decision, but on the owl scale, I'm gonna give it 2 feathers. And I'm gonna give it
out of what?
Out of 10, because I'm
what
gonna.
What kind of bird have 10 feathers?
I'm only gonna give it 2 feathers because obviously I didn't like the movie. I think I made that pretty clear. But I did laugh a couple times, so I can't. I don't want to give it a 1 because I did get a couple good laughs. But like I said, this is a movie for a specific audience. So if you don't like this type of movie, you're not going to be interested in it. It's a long movie, so yeah, I don't really have much to say.
The movie's over 2 hours.
Right, so if you're kind of iffy on this, just you got to remember that you're going to be sitting there for a while. I was thinking about all kinds of stuff while this movie was on because I couldn't. It's one of those times when you're like, "Fuck, where's my birth certificate?" Like you just think about the most random stuff. Like, fuck, I wonder if I still have
Shit,
that.
I gotta leave the country.
But yeah, like I said, probably. I'm not saying it's a terrible movie, but To me personally, yeah, I didn't like it.
You
But
never
you know,
watch it
this could
again.
be somebody's favorite movie. Oh hell no, you couldn't handcuff me and make me watch this movie.
All right, so
I would bite the handcuffs off. I'm not seeing this shit again. I'll make myself go blind before I watch this again. But you know, you might like this movie, so
Yeah, 2 stars out of 10.
so there you go. There's all your different tastes you have. You have me, who I like the movie. You have someone like it, and you have someone like no, please God no, God no, 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 like all Michael Scott.
right, like no, thank you.
So that's basically how I believe all the audience is going to be. I believe you're going to have all three. So that's
And then
pretty...
there's gonna be some movies that I probably like will love, and you guys might, you know, throw out that.
Oh,
So...
I'll talk about this movie, how the audience is going to be. So basically, 1 out of 3 is going to enjoy this movie. 1 out of 3 is going to think this movie is like, eh. And 1 out of 3 is going to hate it. So I leave it a 1 out of 3 movie, you know?
Right, your average person will probably not enjoy this film.
But if you're a cinema lover, I think you'll appreciate it. If you just watch movies just to watch movies, you think, you know. All right, so we'll wrap that up. So I think tomorrow, next week, I believe we'll be watching. We have 2 options. We have that Blake Lively movie. What's it called? Keep forgetting what it's called. Yeah,
I don't know.
We may not even watch that one. We have that, and we have Gretel and Hansel. We either watch one of those 2. We'll let you guys know when the time gets closer. We also have a Patreon set up where we have bonus episodes of movies that at least one of us hasn't watched that came out in the past. We have our first bonus episode of E.T. coming out on Friday after this episode airs. And to check that out, just go visit patreon.com/jampod. You can check that out there. We have some tier levels. You get early access to the podcast before anyone else. You get the bonus episodes for if you get at least tier 2, and you get to invite for our own private server, and you get to listen to live broadcasts as well. We broadcast the episode. If you want to check that out. If you're listening on YouTube, you could check that out on Patreon. Patreon. You could check that out on Spotify, iTunes, and we have a bunch of other podcasts, famous sites that we are also on as well. If you want to check us out, so I appreciate all of you for watching, listening, whatever you're doing this on, I guess. And I hope to talk to you all again next week. Thank you so much.
Yay! See you later.
Thank you, everybody, for listening. Stay groovy.
God, I hate you so much.
Peace out.
Bye bye.